Holy crap, is it a slow market out there? Toronto real estate numbers just came out, and this has been the worst performing September market since 2022. Okay, only since last year. But this fall, the market just feels much more dire. Though I was personally expecting a pickup after Labor Day, sales activity did not materially gain momentum throughout the month, even though we've seen a significant increase in the number of new listings. Right now, at the start of October, we're sitting on 4.6 months of inventory here in Toronto, putting us firmly in a buyer's market. 4.6 months of inventory means if no more properties were to come on the market from now on, at the rate that homes are currently getting sold, we have enough properties available to last us 4.6 months. And for some context, a seller's market is generally anything under 3 months of inventory. This is the highest months of inventory we've had since February 2009. The number of new listings in September at 6,934 is the second highest over the last 5 years, being beat only by September 2020, which was when everyone was stuck at home and decided their homes weren't working for them. At that time, there was also double the number of sales we just had this September. Now, 2/3 of the current inventory on the market is made up of condos, so while there are not a lot of active buyers that are transacting at this moment, that doesn't mean you're going to get a deal on every property type. If you're open to a dated home or a larger condo, you might have a bit more leverage, but still not a ton, and a big reason for that is the floor price of real estate does not seem to be dropping. Don't get me wrong, we're seeing price adjustments in multiple different categories and price ranges, but for the real estate market to get really bad, we have to see the demand fall out from the lowest priced homes, and we haven't seen that at all. From what I can see, there are more deals happening under $500,000 in Toronto compared to last year. January to end of September 2022, we saw 778 sales under $500,000 in the city of Toronto, while January to September 2023, we saw 1,009. But if we narrow it down to just June to September 2022 versus 2023, if we remove the months of the spring market in 2022 where average prices were significantly higher, it's only 384 transactions versus 398. This suggests that the prices for the most affordable homes aren't really changing. Now, if you're skeptical of that, here's 3 examples of sales all within the same buildings. So the demand at the lowest price points is still high, and with good reason. Everyone needs a place to live, especially with all the new immigrants that continue to enter the country. What could be happening is the buyers at the lowest price points likely have a strong cash holding and only require a relatively small mortgage to afford their home, which might be possible on a $50,000 to $80,000 a year salary. Now, on the other hand, when you're looking at homes around the average Toronto price of $1.12 million, most people don't have a 50% down payment. The ones that had a lot of cash already bought over the last 12 months when the market first dropped a year ago. And instead, active buyers now have to rely much more on their qualifying mortgage to buy, which has been slashed from about 6 times their household income when rates were low to about 4.5 times their household income now that rates are high. Meaning, back when rates were around 2%, you could qualify for about a $600,000 mortgage if you made $100,000. But now that rates are high, you can only get $450,000. That's a 25% drop in budget. And we're now seeing what finally is starting to look like a shuffle down of home values at the mid and higher level price points. Homes that were selling at $2.5 million are coming down to about $2.2 million or so, and homes that were selling at $1.5 million are coming down to about $1.35 million, and so on. Even though most buyers' budgets have been slashed 25%, prices are maybe only dropping 10 to 20%, showing that there is still a lot of confidence in Toronto real estate. With very few cash buyers left on the market, is this what's causing what feels like a drastic slowdown in the market? Probably a bit. I mean, most people who were looking forward to take advantage of the drop in prices ended up buying in the last 12 months, so the opportunity seekers, for the most part, have already disappeared. But on the other side, a lot of builders and renovators who are always looking for work aren't building because of the high cost of financing a build, so a lot of the older, dated homes are also having trouble selling. Now, even though the number of transactions are similar, the feel of this September 2023 is different from last year. Last year, the fall downturn was expected, and there were a lot fewer sellers that were selling. At that point, interest rates rose, but most homeowners on variable rate mortgages were opting to hold out in the hope that high rates would be relatively short-lived. They had access to some reserve funds and could use them if need be. The people that were selling were mostly stubborn on their price, and the market was at a standstill with buyers and sellers sort of staring each other off until around late November, December, when buyers decided that this was probably as good of a price as they'd get. This year, there are more sellers that are close to a renewal with a fixed rate mortgage and are starting to worry what a 7% mortgage will look like, sellers whose reserve funds have dried up and are now distressed, and investors who are tired and are looking to get rid of their investment properties. Yet, those high down payment buyers have all disappeared. Further, people who aren't distressed but still have moving needs are for the most part not moving because of the fear of uncertainty in this market or due to the drop in values. There's been a rise in the number of properties that are for sale, vacant, from retirement and estate sales to sellers leaving the province to, of course, investors that are selling their vacant investment properties. Usually the increase in buyers on the market will bring with them more inventory when people upsize or downsize, but that doesn't look to be the case this time around. So what is to come next? Well, it's really not clear. There is a Bank of Canada interest rate announcement coming up in late October, which due to high inflation and increasing bond yields are suggesting a rate hike is expected. If that's the case, another 25 basis points, I expect we'll see the market mostly grind to a halt with perhaps more distressed inventory come to the market. But what follows that into the new year is as good of a guess as any. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. My name is Jonathan Lee and I'm a Toronto area real estate agent based out of Etobicoke. If you'd like to schedule a call and chat about the market, you can click on the calendar link below in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.